We're going to zoom in on that. That is for Butts, Jasper, Lamar, and Monroe counties. So this is part of a wave of storms that has been coming through for the past couple of hours, just like we had pointed out a little bit ago. I've been having this on my forecast for just a couple days, but we're talking about the threats for these severe thunderstorm warnings to be damaging winds, maybe produce some small hail, frequent lightning, and heavy downpours. The National Weather Service has mentioned a little bit about a possible flash flood watch for some areas that do receive lots of accumulation of rainfall. So right now the counties that we're going to focus on are going to be these counties, but we're going to mention other areas that are seeing strong thunderstorms, not necessarily severe in criteria. We're talking about Putnam County seeing widespread rain and lightning moving in down into the Jones County, Baldwin County line just between Gray and Milledgeville there, and that line also stretching down into southern Jones County and all around Macon right here by the station. We actually have just been hearing lots of rumbles of thunder here at the station and hearing the rain on the roof, so that's moving on out of Macon into northern Twiggs County, but right now it is nestled between Macon and Dry Branch right there. And then some widespread showers across the rest of central Georgia, and then even on the Washington County, Hancock County line right there, you see a thunderstorm popping up right there, lots of lightning signatures with that one. So this is part of a wave that has kind of been moving in from the northwest up here, kind of around the Carrollton area, and it was a little bit more intense when I last looked, but the National Weather Service still feels that this is a strong enough thunderstorm to be considered severe. So let's pull up the hail parameter. I imagine there's probably some spotty hail signatures with this. Nothing associated with this storm, but as you take a look, that storm that I just mentioned, the line of it kind of moving along the Jones County, Baldwin County lines. You can see the hail signature right there between Gray and Coopers and Milledgeville. So that will be moving into Baldwin County. Would not be surprised if that sprouted a warning from the National Weather Service. So pretty widespread stuff what we're talking about today, and I'll give you an overview of where it all is. It was mainly to our north earlier, and now it is trekking kind of towards the southeast with that northwest flow that we do have present today. And then over towards our west in Alabama, we're looking at another wave of storms that could possibly make its way into central Georgia, maybe in the evening hours tonight, but we will worry about that bridge and cross it when we get there. So as you can see, widespread severe weather across the southeast, and our main focus right now will be for our northern counties, as mentioned in this warning currently: Butts County, Jasper County, Lamar County, and Monroe counties, and this will be in effect for another 31 minutes right here. And I imagine that some of these other storms that are a little bit ahead of it towards the east might sprout a warning or two, as well as I'm seeing some hail signatures and some lightning. But worth noting for some of the effects that we could see with these severe thunderstorms, we're talking about some straight line wind damage, the gust fronts leading edges of this, as you can see kind of right here. I'll pull out my pointer. As you can see right here, these gust fronts, the leading edges of these storms, they can pack quite a punch and produce some wind gusts up to about 60 miles an hour. Some of those straight line winds really just blowing all the winds in the straight same direction, kind of as the name does depict right there. Those can cause some damage that we have been known to see with severe thunderstorm warnings. And these winds are no joke. If they do get up to that 60-mile-an-hour threshold, we're talking about we're talking about tropical storm type winds right there associated with these severe thunderstorms. So if you are in any of these areas seeing any of these storms I've just pointed out, any locations that I have just given you an idea about where these storms are, you will want to go indoors, ride these storms out, as hopefully they will be very short-lived, but as the organization of these is going, you can see that they are all kind of clumping together, making for severe weather as they roll through central Georgia. So we will be keeping an eye on that, but it will be a good evening to go inside. Last night was a relatively nice night. There were some spotty showers across central Georgia, but we got the other side of the pillow right here, you can see, with all this severe weather. So ride this out, and I'll be keeping you updated right here on 13 WMAZ for the live stream. And once again, when we get to the 6 o'clock show, I will get off, put together a show for y'all, and kind of give you all my opinion about how we think these storms are going to go for the rest of the evening and even get into Monday, because we are also looking at another severe weather chance yet again tomorrow. So a busy couple days in central Georgia for severe weather as we roll through the end of the weekend. So as you can see, kind of two main areas of focus right now with these severe storms kind of merging together around the Putnam County area, Lake Oconee, Lake Sinclair, both of those areas of warm lake water, perfect breeding grounds for these storms to pop up and produce hail and severe weather. As you see, this leading edge kind of drapes down all the way into almost northern Houston County. We can see a few lightning strikes down there, but lots of areas in this little 5-county box right here that I'm kind of hovering the clicker over, talking Jones, Baldwin, Wilkinson County, Twiggs County, and Bibb County. So all these areas seeing the leading edge of that, and that has been producing some hail as we just saw. And then the trailing edge a little bit further up to the west and northwest right here, kind of coming into our viewing area right now as you see Monroe County into Butts, Jasper, all the way into Lamar County as well. So areas like Spalding and Pike County and Henry County, all those areas did just see a severe thunderstorm warning, but it is kind of moving on out of that area. And you can see the general track of these storms is going to be a general southeast direction with northwest flow that we do have. It means winds coming from the northwest, but also not just there, another area of interest right here around Columbus. We got some stuff popping up that could move into our dead west counties, kind of like Taylor County and some of those areas that have been seeing lots and lots of widespread severe weather the past couple of weeks here for the summertime in central Georgia. So, all right, let's take a look at some of your comments. Sunny with thunder in the north of Bon Air. Yes, nothing quite in that area yet, but it could very well drape down kind of as this line of storms already has. Let's see. Are your sleeves rolled up? Yes, my sleeves are rolled up. I don't want to freak any of you out, but this still is a severe thunderstorm warning. This is severe weather rolling through the area, and it can pack quite the punch with some of the effects that it has. So we're talking the frequent lightning, we're talking about those straight line winds and wind gusts and those gust fronts that can create winds up to about 60 miles an hour and blow away any outdoor furniture or maybe even damage some property that you have outside. We're also talking frequent lightning, which you definitely don't want to be outside for. Again, when thunder roars, go indoors, and then heavy downpours. And with the organization and many waves of this severe weather that we're seeing roll through, we could be seeing the accumulation of rain up to about 4 inches in some areas for today that may prompt a flash flood watch or warning. So we're going to keep you posted on that as well throughout the evening. Let's see, still thundering in North Macon. Yes, so worth note. North Macon, let's zoom in right here. I'll give you a better view of that. Not seeing the rain, but you can still see the lightning signatures are pretty close. And once again, if you hear thunder, do go indoors, because when you hear thunder, that means lightning is close enough to strike you. So let's see. Any other updates? Small thunder here in Warner Robins. Just got dark really fast in Milledgeville. Yeah, Milledgeville, you are about to see a lot of these heavy downpours, frequent lightning, maybe even some hail. Let me pull that parameter up real quick. Okay, so you can see most of the largest hail that we're seeing in the hail signature right here. I'll go ahead and give you an estimate. I think about ½ an inch right here. Okay, so maybe about 3/4 of an inch right now. Hail, that's about, we're talking maybe about nickel-sized hail right there. We are seeing that move just to the west of Coopers, kind of looks like it might pass just south of Milledgeville and downtown Milledgeville, but nonetheless going to affect a lot of areas in southern Baldwin County, maybe even creep on up towards the Milledgeville area as well. So once again, we'll pull the radar up with that. You can see this gust front right here kind of going in a general south direction just to the east of where this line of rain is as well. So kind of showing other areas in central Georgia that if you are getting that gust front, that's a good indication that these storms are going to be moving in a general direction towards you. So sunlight in North Macon, let's see, watching from Lawrence County, Jones County about 6, windy here in Forsyth. Okay, so I'll give you guys a quick kind of synopsis of what I'm seeing according to the models. So this is just the beginning of all these storms that we are looking to see today. According to models, they've been indicating 2 different separate waves of storms roll through, one in the early afternoon, one later in the evening tonight. So right now we are kind of seeing this early afternoon one pop up a little later than anticipated, but still all of that daytime heating and the moisture present today is allowing for these storms to pop up out of nowhere virtually. And as you can see, all this stuff over to the west in Alabama, that is looking to roll into our area as well, probably in the coming hours. So it is looking to be a wet afternoon. You may get a few areas of sunlight and clearing through the next couple of hours. So Jones County was just one of those. And as you can see, some clearing right there. But as you can see, there's also more rain and more thunderstorms rolling through over towards the west and the northwest that could go over you and more than likely will go over you. So it's going to be multiple rounds of storms throughout the evening this evening. So it's not going to be a good idea to do anything outdoors or have any outdoor plans this evening as these storms do roll through and again pack quite the punch with severe weather threats. All clear in Crawford County. Yes, a lot of our southern counties and eastern counties as well, not seeing most of this yet, but I know the dew points are right on up there just as much to provide fuel for these to continue to pop up. Let's pull up the dew points real quick for you. And as you can see, hovering in the 70s, even 81-degree dew point right there in Warner Robins. So plenty of moisture to allow for these convective style waves of storms to pop on up. And once again, convective meaning you have that surface moisture that is indicated by the higher dew points. Once you get into the kind of 70-degree threshold, that means that is very humid outside. You're feeling quite sticky. That's making the temperatures feel a couple degrees warmer, and that is also an indication of all the surface moisture that is down at the ground. So the convective kind of stuff we're talking about, all that warm air is causing that moisture to rise on up and produce these very pop-up, hit or miss kind of storms that we are used to seeing in the summertime, but they're all organizing within a line because of all of the sufficient fuel available in Georgia right now, as we have had our humidity. Our humidity has been very high over the past couple of days. So I can see a comment about the wind. Wind is going crazy. Yes, that is one of the main concerns that we are going to see with this. As we've seen all summer, trees have been blown down, power lines have been damaged, property has been damaged a good bit with the severe thunderstorm winds that we do have associated with these. So that shows you kind of the punch that this is packing as it rolls through central Georgia this evening, and a good indication of where the heaviest rainfall is and of where the largest hail is kind of the lightning signatures right here. So as you can see, well, they're all kind of clumped up together. You can see plenty of white lightning strikes on here. Again, once they kind of turn gray, that means that they were a little bit ago. We're talking about maybe 15 minutes ago, but the lightning, once again, a good indication of the most severe parts of this storm. So looking at some of the strong thunderstorms rolling through the Lake Sinclair area, Milledgeville, Baldwin County, looking like Baldwin County is going to get almost completely submerged in rainfall in just a couple of minutes. And then back here is where our severe thunderstorm warning is for Butts, Jasper, Lamar, and Monroe counties once again, as that continues to trek southwest through our viewing area. So Jones County seeing that rain of that leading edge of these storms, getting a little bit of a break right now with some clearing, but once again, in the next couple, probably about 15 to 30 minutes, we're going to look at another wave of these storms rolling through on into Jones County, even on into the Macon area, as we see this kind of trekking toward down Monroe County around the Forsyth, Bernard, Juliet, Bolingbroke area. So that is our main concern right now. And then the tail edge of that is also moving into Upson County as well. We're talking northern Upson County, just north of Thomaston right now. Excuse me, sorry for that right there. But as you can see, we're talking all over, pretty widespread over Lamar, Pike, all of these counties right here, moving on into Upson, and then eventually probably going to make it down to Roberta and Crawford County. But we're also watching this thunderstorm cell over to the west around Columbus, moving into Taylor County as well. It looks to be the general direction of that right now, eventually getting into Crawford County and kind of merging together with all of that stuff up to the north and the northwest as well. Bottom just fell out in Milledgeville, so yes, I imagine Milledgeville is getting probably the heaviest amount of rain right now from what I'm seeing on the radar. Once again, I'm kind of using that lightning as a good indication of where the heaviest downpours are. Once again, we'll pull up the hail parameter because there was a hail signature with this, and there still is. We're talking a little bit smaller now, but still we're maybe about marble-sized pellets of ice falling from the skies at about 4/10 of an inch right there. So that is continuing to move through southern Baldwin County. Milledgeville also getting plenty of widespread rain and severe weather effects. Let's see, for okay, so once again, all of these just kind of moving in multiple waves. So all of that moisture providing perfect fuel as they continue to trek through the northern part of our viewing area. Once again, keep me updated in the comments, kind of some of the stuff that you're seeing just outside your window. Please do not go outside for these. These do have severe weather effects, and that will cause damage to you, damage to your property. You would not want to be outside for any of this, or anything valuable to be outside as well. So any pets that you have outside, please move those pets inside so they can ride this thunderstorm out with you. All right, so some areas that aren't quite seeing the rain and maybe the lightning and all of these severe weather effects right now, but are just on the leading edge of it, probably going to get hit very soon with some of the stuff. We're talking about Sandersville, Tyndall, areas in Washington County, Hancock County as well, just getting some of those showers already. They're popping up on the Washington County, Hancock County line. We're looking at some more of this rain over towards the west to move into those areas. So Putnam County, Eatonton, the Lake Oconee, Lake Sinclair areas seeing pretty widespread rain as well. Stanfordville, all of Baldwin County. Baldwin County, you're getting this round of storms, but then you also have more stuff behind it that is also going to move into the area in probably about 30-ish minutes. So other areas will take it down south a little bit, down into Wilkinson County, seeing spotty stuff, and then the northern edge of Wilkinson County kind of catching that area of lightning and heavy downpours right there. That's moving through Coopers and Baldwin County right now. That is associated with the hail right now and kind of merging with that gust front. So we're kind of looking at these two separate areas of storms, kind of this northern area that I will point out up here that has kind of been draped down from northwest Georgia, that moved through Atlanta, also kind of catching this edge that was a little bit west of Atlanta and kind of merging together where all that moisture is present in some of our northeastern counties. So all of this edge of storms really kind of draping all the way down into almost Houston County right there. Houston County seeing a few lightning strikes, so a good indication of, yes, you don't have to be under an area of the most, or any of the rain or any of the most severe parts of these thunderstorms right here for lightning to strike. You can see lightning strikes a couple miles away from the center of all the rain as well. But once again, when thunder roars, go indoors. That means you are close enough to be struck by that lightning. Give you an overview of all of this. Once again, widespread stuff as I've been talking about. It's really going to last throughout the rest of the evening. It is going to be a busy evening here, but also not quite out of the woods today either, because we are also looking at a weak summertime cold front to push in into the evening tomorrow, allowing for a more organized chance of rain and storms once again. So this is kind of the beginning of an active couple of days of weather in central Georgia for the start of your week. Take a little water break right there. Something else worth noting right now before I take a look at the Macon Skycam, kind of give you guys an idea of what it does look outside. I will pull out the heat alerts because most of central Georgia has been issued in this heat advisory for today. So heat advisory, we're talking about feels like temperatures of 105 plus. And as you can see, almost all of the southeast, Texas still feeling very hot right there. But then you can see other areas in the southeast, like us in central Georgia, kind of clipping the edge of this heat advisory. So it feels like temperatures of about 105, indicating that there's lots and lots of moisture present in the atmosphere, and also the temperatures are very hot. So a perfect breeding ground for summertime showers and storms. All right, here's the Macon Skycam. I think we're going to move that around. As you can see, some dark clouds off in the distance to our north right now, but as I move it over to the east, we'll get a good idea of kind of what's in Baldwin County, Wilkinson County, and also moving on into northern Twiggs as well. So if the Skycam will cooperate with me, it's been a little buggy the past couple of days. So as you can see, dark stuff out over towards our northeast over here. So see if I can pull that up for you. So yeah, you can kind of see the separation in the lines of rain. Skycam getting a good depiction of that. You can see wet streets right here in Macon from where those storms did just roll through. But the most severe stuff that we have been seeing, we're talking about that stuff over kind of on the left side of the screen right there. You can see heavy, heavy rainfall, dark skies, really kind of purple out over there. So that is what we're looking at with some of these storms that are producing the marble and maybe even getting up to about nickel-sized hail right there. So no severe thunderstorm warning issued for that yet as of now, but still a very, very strong thunderstorm, not necessarily severe criteria. But the one warning that we do have is right here, Butts, Jasper, Monroe, and Lamar counties, and that is for another about 14 minutes right now as it drapes into the northern edge of Monroe County. We're talking about the High Falls area, Barnesville, Jackson, moving on into Monticello, and that warning has just been taken away by the National Weather Service. So currently there are no severe thunderstorm warnings in central Georgia, but I imagine this one right here in Baldwin County will pop up with a warning fairly soon. Also, you see this big rectangular box right here. That is our severe thunderstorm watch. So that means severe thunderstorm conditions are very probable for the severe thunderstorms to develop. This is the big rectangular box, kind of giving a general area of where the National Weather Service thinks the areas of most sufficient fuel are going to be impacted. So that is issued until 9 p.m. right there. I've kind of been taking that off the radar so you guys can get a better picture of what's going on, but just know that all of these counties right here really just kind of taking a section or cross section out of central Georgia right here as a whole, all the way from the west end to the east end over towards Augusta as well. So areas further south that haven't really seen stuff like Lawrence County, Bleckley County, Houston, Taylor, Macon counties, Peach County, all those areas haven't seen anything yet, but you're not out of the woods yet. All these storms are going to move in waves across central Georgia this afternoon, so we will be keeping you updated for any updates on that. So I'll go ahead and take the watch box away. We're going to continue to monitor this storm right here as it moves through Baldwin County, kind of draping into Wilkinson County as it approaches the Washington County area and Sandersville, as it is packing quite a punch from what I've seen comments about the wind and the hail signatures as well. So no hail signature anymore associated with that, so that is good. Maybe a tiny spot right there, but this is getting into very minimal hail. We're talking about marble, pea-sized stuff that could be falling from the sky, but good to see that that is breaking apart, a good indication that this warning, or a good sign that this will not prompt a warning, but still, nonetheless, lots of straight line winds, wind gusts that can get up to about 60 miles an hour associated with this, and frequent lightning and heavy downpours. As you can see, some of the darker colors, the more maroon and pink colors associated with these radar signatures indicating heavy downpours kind of right here on the Wilkinson, Washington County line, and maybe the edge of Baldwin as well. So let's give a little localized view, kind of some of the smaller towns in this severe thunderstorm warning. So Deep Step, Linton, Worthen areas in Hancock and Washington County, obviously Milledgeville and Coopers, Scottsboro, Blandy, areas all over Baldwin County seeing the effects of this severe thunderstorm warning currently. The northern edge of Wilkinson County as well. Very rural area, looks like over here, but just to the north of McIntyre. Moving on into Ennis, Oconee, Hazard, Brook Springs, these areas in western Washington County going to be the next affected by this line of severe thunderstorms right here. Let's see some of the comments. Washington, Baldwin. Yeah, so these areas, the main area of focus now, as we do see this severe thunderstorm warning go away right now, it's not looking like widespread thunderstorm activity associated with this, but still worth noting right here as you see this gust front draped across the southern edge of Monroe County all the way into Jones County, maybe even clipping Upson and Crawford counties as well as it approaches North Macon. So North Macon going to get that gust front in just a little bit, and I will pull up the sky cam in just a little bit as it inches closer to downtown over here. So we can get a good indication of some of the winds just associated with this gust front. So that is really going to be your first indication, probably about 5 minutes ahead of time of when that rain does come, maybe even a little bit longer. But nonetheless, just kind of showing you, hey, like this is how strong my winds are right before it does come on into your area. So you see widespread rain, a couple lightning strikes. The lightning looks to be getting a little bit more disorganized with this trailing line of storms right here, and the bulk of the lightning really on this leading edge right here as it is in Baldwin, northern Wilkinson County, moving on into Washington and Hancock counties as well. So let's take a look. Widespread once again. You can see areas a little bit further to the south seeing some thunderstorms as well, just north of Houston County, northeast, kind of moving on into Twiggs County, moving towards the Jeffersonville area, south of Dry Branch, kind of moving out of Rutland right now. It was all right around here in downtown Macon just a little bit ago. As we see some spotty stuff in Lawrence County now, just north of Dudley, and some spotty shower as well on the Wilkinson County and Twiggs County line right there between Cary and Danville. And then that is looking to be the story for right now. As you can see, multiple tiny cells of thunderstorms just kind of popping up out of nowhere, and they can really organize along a line, kind of like we're seeing right now with these waves of thunderstorms as well. So widespread rain, widespread severe weather is going to be present through the evening tonight. As we have multiple waves of this stuff kind of coming through. You see we are just on the leading edge of all of this stuff out over towards our west, northwest, kind of moving through the Atlanta area, moving through Birmingham, around central Alabama. That is going to drape across most of our counties in central Georgia today with all of the sufficient ingredients we have needed for these pop-up thunderstorms. So Griffin viewer here, we had the warning and it blew over. I would really like some rain. Just moved through Macon. Power went out in Milledgeville near Coopers, so that is another thing that you will see. As mentioned, these do produce winds that are strong enough to blow over tree branches, even whole trees that are very, very tall. Those can damage some power lines, knock your power out, or even the wind simply could just kind of blow the power lines down or provide some disorganization between the wiring as they do pass through. Keep seeing comments about raining cats and dogs out in Baldwin County around Milledgeville, Coopers. So 60 and 70 miles an hour. Yep. So that's kind of the stuff that you can see. Some of the most severe winds with this, up to 60, maybe even 70 miles an hour associated with some of these winds as they do roll through. So it is good to see that no warnings are popping up associated with these, meaning the National Weather Service thinks that these are strong thunderstorms, not really producing severe effects as far as hail that is reasonably sized, some winds that can be damaging, but still nonetheless, strong thunderstorms can provide damage just like that of severe thunderstorms. So we're going to continue to look at these as it moves over our northern counties. Northeastern counties rather, Baldwin County, Hancock County, and into Washington County and Wilkinson County as well. So the stuff back here where the warning just was, looking to disorganize a good bit right now. That is a good sign. We're talking about some showers, so I know a lot of you have been asking, hey, is it going to rain? Like, I would rather have the rain, but just not the storms. So that's kind of the stuff that's looking to roll through in some of these counties right now, like Monroe, Lamar, Upson, into Jones County, going into Bibb County and Macon over here as well. So that is looking like some heavy downpour showers right now with a little bit of lightning. So not quite the severe thunderstorms that we are seeing over towards the east of it right now. And that lightning continues to just clump together as it submerses almost all of southern Baldwin County in it. As you can see, lots of lightning signatures. The Coopers area, as we've just mentioned, raining cats and dogs out there. Some darker colors on the radar signatures right there indicating some heavy rainfall as well. Also kind of merging together with some of this stuff over in northern Washington County as well. So we're seeing areas like Worth and Deep Step, Sandersville getting right on the edge of it. Other areas like Tinnell, Oconee, Riddleville, Davisboro. These areas are going to be seeing these strong thunderstorms currently as they move through the northern part of Washington County. So Milledgeville, Coopers, and then we'll get down into the Wilkinson County area, see about any smaller towns over here. Talking about 441, Highway 112, all of these areas right over here, and Scottsboro, Browns Crossing as well. So that is where the strongest of our weather is right now. Other areas towards the south, not seeing much. We had a pop-up storm around the Treutlen, Wheeler County line, around Montgomery County as well. That has since broken apart, as you can see it moving into Toombs County and Vidalia. That could be the story for some of our counties today towards the south, but nonetheless, everyone is under a watch by the SPC, which I will now pull up to show you right here. All right, so this is for today's weather. As you can see, kind of slicing a line from Cordele all the way up to Sparta, and you can see those areas in a level 2 risk, an enhanced risk, but then other areas towards the south and southeast in a level 1 threat. So still, everyone is in the possibility for severe thunderstorms today. Some areas a little bit more likely, as it looks to be the northern edge of Georgia, around the Atlanta area, that all kind of draping down into central Georgia. As you can see, our west, north, and our northwest counties and cities are going to be at the greatest chance of severe weather right there. Let's pull up the Macon Skycam once again, give you guys an idea of how far away these storms are kind of moving. As you can see, kind of hard to see much right now on the Skycam over towards the northeast of Macon, but then I'll flip it back over towards the northwest as we look for more showers to be moving into the area as well. Skycam still wanting to be a little bit stubborn and let me move the camera. And as you can see, dark clouds starting to, nice shelf cloud right there as this moves into the area. All right. If the Skycam will cooperate with me. Trying to get a good view of this shelf cloud for you. I think that'll be good right there. All right, so as you can see, the shelf cloud, really good indication of the beginning of storms as well, and kind of where those gust fronts do kind of come in at. I'm going to take a picture of that real quick. Yeah, so as you can see, very, very dark, ominous looking clouds right there, and rain will be packing a punch behind them. So yeah, if you do see this, obviously shelf clouds, as I mentioned, just a good indication of the locations of maybe the gust fronts, the leading edge of some storms. That is a good indication that you need to get indoors as well, associated with this severe weather. So very ominous looking clouds over downtown Macon right now, as these storms that did prompt a warning look to move into Bibb County now. And as you can see, that's exactly what we're looking at right there, this gust front right here. So not producing much on the radar, but nonetheless, you see how big and how scary those clouds can look. And you can see the rain following behind it here up in Monroe County as it moves on into the Bibb County area right here. Okay, so let's turn the focus back over here to this thunderstorm as it moves into Washington County a little bit further now. Really packing a punch in southern Baldwin County. Going to be interesting to see how much rain it did produce as it moves through these areas. As you can see, kind of moving towards the east of Coopers, the very, very northern edge of Wilkinson County, around 441, Highway 112, moving on in over towards Highway 24, as well as it gets into the western edge of Washington County, and then Hancock County also seeing some pretty widespread rain south and west of Sparta, around the Lake Sinclair area, and then areas of rain and showers are dissipating, it seems to be, in Jasper and Putnam County as well. just to the north and west of these counties that we are looking at. But these storms packing quite the punch as they roll through the northeast part of our viewing area. Once again, lightning, we're talking damaging winds, heavy downpours, and maybe even a little bit of hail. But the hail signatures have not been too large today. As you can see, these brownish red spots right here on the radar indicating hail about 3 to 4 tenths of an inch in diameter. So we're talking about marble-sized stuff here. Pretty small hail compared to what we have been seeing the past couple of weeks, upwards to the 2-inch range. But still moving on into Sandersville, a good indication of the most severe parts of these thunderstorms as they roll on through. So the hail signatures also, good indication of the most severe parts of the thunderstorms, because the higher the cloud top goes up into the atmosphere, that means the cooler the temperatures get, and that produces those ice pellets that do fall from the sky. So the clouds that are the largest and go up the highest in the atmosphere do produce the most amount of precipitation as well. So spotty stuff just to the south now. We're looking at it to kind of organize in a line. It looks to be getting pretty disorganized around the Twiggs County area, and then in northern Lawrence County as well. A thunderstorm just north of Dudley, northwest of Dublin, and then that rain from the severe thunderstorm warning earlier rolling on into Upson, Monroe counties, into northwest Jones County as well. So that clearing didn't really last long, maybe about 30 minutes, and then North Bibb County going to be next in line for that, as well as Crawford County, the northern edge of Crawford County, and then that will continue to trek through the area. But all of these areas further south that haven't seen that moisture used up yet, there's still plenty of fuel as these storms do roll through these areas, and that could prompt a severe thunderstorm to pop on up. So, and you can see how very spontaneous and quick these storms do pop up right here in northern Houston County. Not seeing any rain a little bit ago, some lightning, but as you see, a little cell of a thunderstorm right now popping up around Middle Georgia Regional Airport, just north of Centerville, moving towards the Robins Air Force Base area. So still not seeing any warnings associated with this, mainly probably because the hail signatures aren't too large, but still widespread lightning, heavy downpours, and some damaging winds from what I've seen comments about people having their power knocked out, possibly some trees blown down as well. So that is moving into the Washington County area almost wholly right now, north of Irwinton, north of Oconee, and just west of Sandersville and Tinnell right now around Washington County as well. We have winds, just read that one. Strong winds whipping up again in Macon. Yes, so once again, that gust front really popping up in the northern half of Bibb County. Good indication that you do have more rain coming, not necessarily severe thunderstorms like we were seeing with this line moving through Monroe County now, but heavy downpours and thunderstorms will be present in Macon once again in just a little bit. And I'll pull up the sky cam once again so you guys can see. Some of that shelf cloud really moving on over us right now in downtown. Might want to move this over just to the west a little bit more to give you guys a good picture. Let's see. So you have some dark cumulus field, and you can see the sky cam kind of shaking there. That's the winds with that gust front that are moving on through, kind of shaking our sky cam and providing a good indication of more to come. So a little bit of clearing in between this gust front and these severe thunderstorms as well. Alrighty. So once again, if you're just tuning in, didn't hear earlier, this severe thunderstorm box, this big rectangular yellow line, kind of moving just below Perry, above Cochran. This is our severe thunderstorm watch for the day. This is for the next about 5 hours until 9 p.m. And that is a good indication of what the National Weather Service thinks the areas that are most likely to be impacted by severe thunderstorms today as they do roll through our area. So the most severe we are still seeing is this cell right here, and the line kind of getting disorganized, maybe trying to pair up with this line of rain moving through Monroe County now. But lots and lots of lightning associated with this and heavy downpours, lots of red I'm seeing on the radar moving into the Sandersville area, but still not quite prompting a severe thunderstorm warning. So as these continue to progress through central Georgia today, let's kind of take a look ahead about what is to come. You can see another line of storms rolling on in across the state line from Alabama. That is more than likely going to be the next to impact us. As you can see, severe thunderstorm warnings popping up in East Alabama, West Georgia, west of Peachtree City, and then some more stuff further on over to the west around the Birmingham area, kind of getting on started up as it continues to move over towards Georgia. And behind that, not seeing too much, but just some rain and some scattered stuff. And then towards our southwest, seeing some scattered stuff as well. Nothing that's quite prompting a severe thunderstorm warning either right there. So we're really in line for an eventful evening. As I have mentioned, it's going to come and go in waves as we do have these severe thunderstorm warnings kind of just popping up out of the blue. Next one that looks to kind of move into the area will be this one right here towards our west, just north of LaGrange, Coweta, Heard, and Troup counties over there towards the west. And that will look to move into a similar area where that warning was issued earlier for Spalding, Butts, Jasper, Monroe, Lamar, Pike counties, all areas in our northwest viewing area. So this one in Milledgeville still packing quite the punch. As you can see, the gust fronts on both of these kind of trying to merge together, it looks like. So that could produce more organization among this line of storms as they continue to roll through, but really not a general direction. It's kind of just spotty where the heaviest rain and the most lightning is associated with these as they kind of just go towards the areas with the most fuel. So areas that have more moisture and more humidity is going to be more susceptible for these severe thunderstorms. Is any of this going to hit the west side of Houston County? Yes, these waves that are coming later on in the day, areas that are all within this box, even outside of this box, as I mentioned, level 1 and level 2 threat for severe weather today. As we roll through the evening, all areas of central Georgia are likely to be impacted. Some very, very lucky areas could miss some of the severe weather, but from all the stuff that is out towards the west and moving into our area, all of our areas are more than likely going to be impacted by thunderstorms this evening. See. Can't wait for them to get here so I can hit that Netflix and do nothing for the rest of the day. I do not blame you. Rainy weather is the best movie watching area or weather. So what about Perry? Perry, same thing I was saying for western Houston County. All areas more susceptible are going to be towards the north, but Houston County still within that box right there and within the level threats that we are seeing issued by the Storm Prediction Center. Yeah, just a breeding ground for thunderstorms all across the southeast today. You can see it stretching as far away as North Carolina is where some severe thunderstorms are being issued, and then lots and lots of warnings all over Alabama with these storms kind of moving into the state line right now. So lots and lots of stuff ahead for us this evening. We're going to continue to keep an eye on it. All right. So as these storms